Noontide, Howard Wiig, Think Tech Hawaii. Welcome, one and all, to beautiful Honolulu again. We're going to talk about not just recycling, but recycling extraordinaire from an extraordinary young individual who I'm much looking forward to following the career of. So we will get started in 1 minute flat. Good afternoon again, Howard Wiig. Genshu. Genshu. Forgot your last name, Genshu. Price. Yes. Humble apologies there. Genshu is a local boy, and I use the boy advisedly, who started a recycling program at his school at the ripe old age of 10, and he was making progress, and then COVID hit, and that put things down to a bit of a slowdown, but he is back up and running with a team throughout the island, and they have hit 1 million cans and bottles, and Genshu is just getting started at the age of 15. And I'm so looking forward to tracking his future in years to come. So welcome, Genshu. You want to start with, at the beginning, how in the world did you get interested in recycling? And if you could kind of recount your evolution, you're going up the learning curve really quickly. Take it away.
Yeah, well, thank you for, this opportunity to speak with you today. But so Bottles for College is basically we are a 501(c)3 nonprofit organization, and our mission is to collect recyclable HI5 cans and bottles to protect the environment, and then we turn it into college scholarships for students here in Hawaii. So the basically how Bottles for College got started when I was 10 years old. Like a lot of families here in Hawaii, it's not the easiest to think about college because of the costs and so forth when it comes to that sort of price tag, when it comes to higher education and so forth. So my dad wanted me to understand, the value of the dollar as well as hard work. And he gave me the goal to recycle 1 million cans and bottles by the time I finished high school. Um, and after a few months, I think I recycled maybe $14 worth of cans and bottles, which even then, that's hundreds of cans and bottles already as it is. And I saw this as an opportunity for innovation and to make a further impact within the community and to the peers around me. And that's when Bottles for College got turned into, again, what it is now, which is solely a scholarship program for other students. And it's fully funded through environmental efforts. So, and it was slow starting at first, collecting from neighbors. And then, of course, the pandemic hit, which was pretty stressful as it was, going through the new type of schooling and, of course, all of the other difficulties that was happening at that time. But luckily, when I was in 7th grade, I just started at my new intermediate school, King Intermediate in Kaneohe, where I actually opened the first public drop-off depot for Bottles for College. We have painted bins across the campus where, students and teachers and now community members can drop off their cans and bottles, even currently. And that was helping me slowly start to see that it was possible. And then we also opened our second one at the Kualoa Girl Market at Kualoa Ranch. That was on New Year's Eve, 2020, 2021, or sorry, 2020 technically, since it was New Year's Eve, but that, and then we started to grow where we started to recycle for all of the Kualoa Ranch, and we started spreading our outreach to the community, really cementing ourselves as a grassroots organization. So that's kind of like the backstory of Bottles for College. It just kept growing and growing till where we are now, where we've recycled over 1 million cans of bottles, but this time it's for other students.
So you started in the Kaneohe region, and then you spread out and out and out. Have you managed to spread throughout the whole island of Oahu? where you're on the Waimanalo coast and you're in Eva and Mililani and so forth? Or?
So, when it comes to our public drop-off depots, no, but when it comes to our outreach, yes. So we have amazing supporters from Eva, Waianae. We've helped create benches made out of bottle caps in Nanakuli. We've had a public drop-off depot at Mililani Uka Elementary, however, that has recently closed since the teacher decided to, that was helping make that possible, actually start teaching internationally, which I think within itself isn't a great opportunity to see. But since then, we've been doing no more of a sporadic pickup. We're hoping that eventually we can start bringing more of recycling drives and do more public drop-off depots with businesses and schools throughout Hawaii. That's actually one of our big goals, to be involved in every public school we have here on the island and in the state. We're actually DOE approved by the superintendent of the Department of Education. So we're making steps towards that. Last New Year, we had a recycling drive at Pro Ridge Center. So that's, more town side. And we recycled over 7,000 pounds of cans and bottles within one weekend. We filled an entire shipping container. It was like, gosh, I think it was 40 feet in length, including about 5 more pickup truck loads that we recycled individually at a recycling center. So, our outreach, we're hoping this system can be implemented and spearheaded by the students all across the globe. But right now, our outreach, yes, it is starting to reach all points of the island.
Mm-hmm. So how does that work? How do you spread the word from school to school? Do you personally go to the school and address the teachers and the students?
Yeah, so actually one of the great things about Bottles for College that I've been able to learn about is public speaking and presenting. So recently I've been working, with the Kailua High School leadership team, as well as Campbell High School sophomore student body. So as well as actually just a couple weeks ago, I talked to the Montessori kindergarten class. So basically what I do is either we go into the schools and we get to talk to the students, explain to them what Bottles for College is, similarly to what we're doing now. And then I get to explain to them how recycling works, the environmental impact. With high school students, I get to explain that, hey, this work that you're putting in now could actually come back to you in the future through helping you with your college tuition, as well as give you volunteer hours, teach you about public speaking yourself, as well as entrepreneurship. And this basically allows us to be able to get the students fully involved and within a true initiative that gets them to fully grow and understand impact that they can make into our community. This actually ties into the 4 pillars of Bottles for College, which you can see on your screen now. We stand for education, environment, community, and lifestyle. So education, we're providing college scholarships, and we're hoping that eventually we can give out full rides to students. We're actually giving out our first scholarship this summer. It's open till May 20th. The application is May 20th, 2023. And it's 2 $10,000 scholarships for 2 lucky Hawaii students. You can actually apply right now on our scholarship page. But our next pillars are environment through environmental impact, environmental awareness, and taking realistic steps to help repair the damage that has been done to our environment. So eventually, the ideal is that we will have to talk about a clean environment, microplastic free, recycling being fully self-sustainable, but we're hoping that we can create actionable solutions that are realistic to create those ideals to become reality. And then, of course, we're trying to bring back the aloha mindset to our community, because this can't be done without the help of every single person that supported us, whether it be 1 cannon bottle or a whole bag or a whole truckload. It is 5 cents at a time, but if everyone in Hawaii gave us 1 bottle or 1 can, that would be about 1 million cans of bottles just on Oahu, and that's a pretty big number if you think about it. And this all ties into our 4th pillar, which is a lifestyle that encases the last 3 pillars.
Wow, amazing. And I'm with the Hawaii State Energy Office, and as we were discussing it takes only 5% as much energy to produce aluminum from a recycled can as it does to go out to a mining site with huge, huge, heavy equipment and dig through soil to extract a mineral called bauxite, clean that up, take that to a factory site, heat it up to, I believe, 2000 or 2500 degrees Fahrenheit. That takes a heck of a lot more energy. Distill all that down into aluminum bars and then take it somewhere else to be melted down again and processed into cans. So tremendous energy savings just with the aluminum alone. So you obviously, when you enter a new school, have you kind of prepared the school and singled out some leaders who you can meet with and say, hey, here's your new leadership position in this new initiative?
So sometimes this is the case. It depends on the school. So like for a good example of like what you're talking about right now, we had a teacher at Kailo High School. We reached out to her with the courtesy of one of our community supporters, letting her know, hey, this initiative is going on. You should get your students involved. She is the leader of their leadership program itself. So we had discussions with her beforehand, talking about how the students can create their own recycling drive for Bottles for College, and how I can go in, teach them about how to prepare for that, and how to take on this sort of entrepreneurship activity. And then we scheduled a time to go talk to the students. And then eventually there was a whole presentation with a slideshow. And then we were actively in communication of where they were at. So like making sure that they went and canvassed to the community within proper timing, that they had the right supplies. We provided them with what they needed. And then, they had volunteers come out, had all their friends come out and help. It was a great thing. Another way for this with Campbell High School, their sophomore president reached out to me, and she's super awesome, super enthusiastic, and she got us involved with the Campbell for Causes event, and that was a way to like really get these sort of leadership like you're talking about. But then other times it's like we just go to a class, but of course we always have that one teacher, that one individual that's really making this happen. So that is probably the biggest key thing, but it really depends on it all. So with Unaleo Elementary, we had their whole fourth grade help us learn a civic lesson on recycling and energy saving, like you were just discussing. And then they had a recycling drive within their community. So it all depends on who we're working with. But yeah, a lot of times it is bringing leadership right into the palm of the student.
And giving those young people a tremendous opportunity. And it's not just talk, it results in real, live, three-dimensional money-making stuff. And
Yeah, no,
environmental
every
savings.
time a school gets involved, that's more positive environmental impact being made to the environment. But that also helps us further our scholarship and further our outreach to the students of Hawaii.
And just speaking of scholarships, you mentioned you're bringing together two $10,000 scholarships. Who you generally the scholarships are picked by a committee. Do you have a committee of people evaluating the applications for scholarships, and then you decide who the lucky people are?
Yes. So the Bottles for College scholarship does work a little differently. We do have a committee that will go through each of these scholarships and make sure that they qualify and meet our qualification points. But if we get enough applicants, out the Bottles for College scholarship system is where each name will get automated into a lottery system for an equal chance of getting one of the scholarships. That way there's as much unbiased as possible, and it's truly up to I guess the fate of who gets it. But otherwise we will have a committee on standby to fully review all of what these students have been doing to see who is the most applicable, but we're hoping that in the future we can have a full-on award ceremony gala where we can have, well, Bones for College has over 30 partnerships being made for our mission, and we're hoping that through this we'll be able to have different workers, or not workers, sorry, community leaders come out for these partnerships and tell them, discussing different career options, different internships that may help them, as well as different opportunities. That way, because we do understand that not all of our applicants will get this scholarship, but we want to provide them with as much opportunity as possible. And with the sort of amazing other organizations that are working with us, we're hoping that this can be the case.
Wow. And again, to bring these organizations in, did you go out and knock on corporate doors on Bishop Street, or how did you get the organizations to participate?
Oh, well, actually, a lot of it, yeah, it is going up and talking to them. So, like with Cool Little Ranch, I had actually interviewed the owner of Cool Little Ranch in the past when I was in, I think, sixth grade, and this was for an interview pertaining to my elementary school I was going to at the time, Ka'ava Elementary. Because at that time we were about to get foreclosed, and that what is the only school within this community. So I was talking to him on why Cool Little Ranch, who is super influential to not only the local community but also the world as a tourist destination, of why he thinks the school is important. And eventually it ended up being that I was able to talk to him about bottles for college and about recycling with them. We also, um, you know, with say Lele's Bar and Grill at Turtle Bay, I actually just went out to the restaurant. I was able to find the owner, explain to him what bottles for college is, and in turn be able to start working with them. And then other times, organizations and businesses actually reach out to us. So Consolidated Theaters had actually emailed us and talked to Bottles for College about starting to recycle for some of their locations. So we now recycle for a couple of the different Consolidated Theater locations. Same thing with Outrigger Hotels. We recycle for multiple of the hotel locations in Waikiki, and we got reached out to by one of their managers. So it is a big thing to go and talk to the leaders of our community through, the different business owners and so forth. But we also get the amazing opportunity to be reached out to as well for our initiative.
And you're pinpointing what I refer to as the catalyst, within any organization, profit, nonprofit, military, if you want to get something done, you search through the membership, and there is generally at least one, and hopefully more than one, person who I describe as the catalyst, the person who lights the fire under the other people and assumes leadership and dedicates the time and the energy and the know-how necessary to bring that leadership to fruit. And this is exactly the type of process that you have been going through. So you're learning a lot about organizations, among many, many other things that you're learning.
Yeah, well, thank you. It is a learning opportunity. We're hoping that through Bottles for College, we're able to give other students this opportunity as well, because we're hoping this system can be spearheaded by the students of Hawaii, and eventually the system can be spearheaded globally by other students of across the world. And like it's been teaching me a lot about being able to talk to people, about being able to present something that you care about and getting other people to care about as well. As well as being able to hopefully set forth a bar for the students, for the children of Hawaii to truly have a voice of what they believe in, and are able to do it structurally and in a safe environment.
So who are you reaching out to beyond the waters of Hawaii?
So far we don't have anyone that per se or actually no, sorry, scratch that. Just recently the president of Palau was here in Hawaii for Earth Day and discussing the pledge for the keiki, that different organizations like United Airlines, who actually worked with us for an Earth Day event was there about and pledging for. But I was able to talk to him about Bottles for College, and we're hoping, of course, he's very busy, but I'm hoping that he has the time to be able to maybe talk about Bottles for College being in Palau. So that's one of the ways we're outreaching. We've had contacts internationally. So Bottles for College has been on Japan TV. We've been on a PBS type of program in the Netherlands. We've gotten emails and actual physical letters from people in New York, in California, from even places like the Middle East and Europe. We've gotten support from. So, while we're still very grassroots and we need help, we need a lot of help, really, just even within our own community, because a lot of things, it's from personal help from my parents and so forth. We're trying to get grants and things to help us expand our operations. But right now, we're looking forward to being able to reach out to the other islands. And then afterwards, we do plan on being able to figure out things globally.
This is just entirely amazing. And two, you mentioned your parents. I'm thinking, there's 168 hours in a year, and I'm wondering how many hours of each week your dad puts in, your mom puts in, and then you, a school person, put in 168 hours a week. Do you have any estimates? Because do you need to be chauffeured around from school to school to school? You're too young to drive
Well, I'm 15, so I can't even get my learner's permit yet.
yet.
So, yeah, no, my parents are probably the biggest support I have. My dad does a lot of pickups for me when I'm in school. Every Friday he's usually out helping with collecting for the hotels and stuff in town. So I'd say between 30 to 40 hours a week, both my parents put in individually. My mom is on the board since as a minor, I'm not allowed to be on there yet, but I'm allowed to join as the founder. So that's fun to as a learning opportunity to be able to kind of just, see what the actual true work behind an organization is, not
Yes.
just the field work.
Yeah.
So yeah, my dad helps me with that. A lot of times when we're going out to do things, like say we're going to drop my brother off at school, or my mom is going to do some work for her real estate since she's a realtor. If we happen to be in an area where we have people that want to donate to us, we'll go and pick up from them, and so forth. So it's very much a lifestyle, just like one of our four pillars. But yeah, so between 30 and 40 hours a week, if not more, for my parents, depending on if we have events and so forth. And same for me, I'd say 40 plus hours a week is being put in, since manually I sort about 15,000 cans and bottles on average per week. But this is on top of all of the different donations we get throughout the week, and the different drop-offs we do that isn't just sorting here. So yeah, that is probably the rough estimate for us. And yeah, it's, as you can see on the screen, it's over 60,000 pounds of diverted cans, and just cans and bottles, not even just the trash we've done in beach cleanups and so forth that we've helped organize and be a part of, as well as it being over 1 million cans and bottles, which is pretty amazing to think about.
Wow. So you and I guess your fellow classmates participate in beach cleanup as well?
So beach cleanup is just one part of the more environmental things that Bottles for College
Mhm.
takes part in. Our big, it's like we work with Sustainable Coastlines Hawaii and things for when they have it, and we help them by collecting cans and bottles from the event, and then we help them with data collection through that. But our big thing is recycling for recycling events. So we just held one this February where in celebration of us recycling over 1 million cans and bottles. That was at Weir Mall. And oh my, we recycled, I think about, actually, let me pull it up just to be sure, but we recycled, I believe, nearly close to, I believe, 50,000 cans of bottles. Gosh. Just 1 second, I can get you the data
Sure,
right
sure.
now.
Well,
Let's see here.
50,000 times 20 is a million. So,
Oh no, 50,000 cans and bottles. 50,000 cans and bottles. Oh, why can't I find? Um, I'm sorry, I can't find it right now, but
that's
it
fine.
was somewhere
And
between 30,000 and 50,000 cans of bottles recycled between just the one day.
one
Um,
day.
between the one day. So that's our big thing that we do. We do the recycling events, but we also do other environmental impact. So we have public drop-off depots so our community can come together and, have it all at one space. So that cuts down on our gas emissions, which cuts down on, energy spending like we were just discussing earlier, as well as using sustainable parlay super sack. So those courtesy of Parlay and For Ocean, which are two different organizations that are, I believe, global. Um, but these super sacks hold, I believe, about um, what's 11 times 32? 11
Times
times 32.
72, that
So
would be
about 300.
820. Yeah.
So about 352 gallons worth of cans and bottles fit within those bags because we fill about 11 33-gallon bins within these bags, and that cuts down on so much plastic waste we have. Um, because now we don't have to use plastic bags to transport our cans bottles. We can keep reusing these same bags over and over again. So that's some of the other environmental impacts we've made. But no, the big thing is our recycling drives and our community outreach.
Wow. And we've got about 1 minute left. Your contact information just popped up there. Ash, can you post that information and see if that's correct there? So people who want to get hold of you, Genshu, these are your two best contact points.
Yeah, so they can either go to our website, bottlesforcollege.weebly.com, like on the screen, and they can either fill out a contact form or give me a call. The phone number is right to me, or you can go to any of our social media. Instagram is probably the best, Instagram and TikTok, as well as Facebook and Twitter at Bottles for College with the number 4, and we'll be sure to respond to you. And this is for any pickups, questions, partnership opportunities, collaboration opportunities, and so forth.
Hmm. Genshu, I have no idea how you do it, and you are attending a very, very, very good online high school also. Do you have just
Thank
very
you.
briefly university plans yet, or that's too far ahead?
Um, well, oh, well, I guess the big thing is that for me personally, Bottles for College is really, helping with that scholarship stuff. But sorry, for
Mhm.
myself, um, I'm actually transferring next year to Myron B. Thompson for my sophomore year. Um,
To where?
to Myron B. Thompson, it's a hybrid school here in Hawaii. It's actually
Ah,
at the YMCA in downtown Honolulu. Um, Honolulu. So
mhm.
that is going to allow me to have early
Mhm.
administration to UH and when we're community college courses. So that will help me work towards getting um my associate's degree by the time I graduate high school. So that's one of my big goals. Hopefully I can obtain that because there's a lot of credits for me to have to get. But I'm confident that being able to have this amazing year at Stanford OHS is allowing me to prepare for these sort of college courses and this sort of college style learning.
And you heard it from me first. You're going to end up in one of the top 10 universities in the United States of America, probably
Oh,
full
I hope so.
scholarship.
I hope I can get the scholarship because I definitely would like to go to a big school, good
Yeah.
school. But yeah, no, I hope that I'm able to
Mhm.
live out those collegiate dreams.
Yeah, you will. You heard it from me first. You'll do it. And on that
Thank you.
very, very cheery note, Jen Chu Price,
Yes,
so much. Thanks
thank
you
you.
so much. Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for this opportunity.
And also, just point out finally, you're an excellent speaker. one of the key traits of people getting ahead in the world is their ability to speak excellently. And you may have had training, maybe you didn't have training, but you're excellent speakers. So that's another feather in your cap. So on that cheery note, we need to leave. Think
Yes.
Tech Hawaii is very inspiring interview here. See you next time.
Thank you so much for watching Think Tech Hawaii. If you like what we do, please like us and click the subscribe button on YouTube and the follow button on Vimeo. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and donate to us at thinktechhawaii.com. Mahalo.